Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Verbling. I am Teacher Oakley. I hope everyone out there is doing fine. In the next hour, we're going to do a few things. We're going to talk a little bit about learning vocabulary. We're going to try a little game to see how fast we can name synonyms of very simple adjectives. We're going to talk a little bit about modifiers and using modifiers to change adjectives to make them sound a little less boring. And finally, maybe we'll practice describing things using some of the adjectives that we have learned today. So, hello, Dennis. How are you?
Hello, Oakley. I'm still okay.
You're still okay. Well, very good. Okay, let me ask you something, Dennis. How do you learn vocabulary? Do you have any real methodology or a system, or you just learn as you go?
Yeah, as a girl, I never had a special system. And I don't know, I never had the lessons, I've never had the teachers.
Okay.
Studying English, it always was very irregular, so I don't have a special method.
Well, fair enough.
It's like a competition for me, like a sport.
Oh, oh, really? Learning vocabulary or English?
In general, yeah.
English
in general.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Michael. Hi, Michael. How are you again?
Yes. Hello. Hello, Mr. Oakley.
Well, thank you.
Sir Oakley.
Sir Oakley. You sound like a Filipino.
Like we in United Kingdom.
So, well, only if I'm actually knighted by the Queen, which has yet to happen. The Queen has yet to recognize my genius. However, yeah, how about you, Michael? Do you have any methodology or any way that you try to learn or remember vocabulary?
Do you mean in English language?
Yeah, of course.
So I think I don't have any methodology and any strategy in this, but I think the best how I can learn from my experience learning English 6 months on Verbling here, because I learned here from January, February about. So it's the best when you have conversation classes with teachers. They listen to you and they kind of correct you. And when they speak to you back, they use words that you do not know. New words, and you ask you can ask teacher about this word. For example, you use a new word and I ask you, what does that mean? So in this context, I I do not remember maybe, but next time when I will speak with someone and that person will use this word, I will I will. So I will remember in the future.
Okay, so that being said, it's not really that you had a specific method, but you do have a strategy, and that strategy involves interacting with native speakers as much as possible. And
yeah, and to say
it's not a
explanation.
It is a strategy.
No, but to explain, not to use dictionary, for example, from language to language dictionary, but they to explain you in their words, teachers' words, yeah, in simple words, and it's very useful when someone in conversation explain that word. Instead, you, for example, have like I saw, for example, in our classes, yeah. Like classes, vocabulary classes, something like that. So a list of words, and we start to talk about that words. It's not so. I can't remember words after that class.
Okay. Well.
Yes, I agree. Just to try to remember, it's quite unuseful. because
Okay.
you have to use words in conversation to remember.
Yeah, and if they're not useful, if, for example, words from medicine or words from chemistry, how you would remember these words if you do not use? But if they're words that average person use, you will remember because you will use in conversation.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. And
Maybe maybe just our brain works in this way, because if you at least once you pronounce word in conversation, it remember much more better when you just remember and when you pronounce only to yourself. I don't know why, but it really works better when you speak.
Okay.
Because originally language is it's a how can I say, spoken ability? I don't know, ability to speak, ability to communicate, not to write, not to learn, not to study.
So you start to learn from
always,
speaking with your mother.
Yeah.
Or
Language
being
is
spoken to.
Yeah, language is a speaking originally.
Uh-huh.
And when people speak, not write, not remember, not study, they didn't have dictionaries and grammar books, so you need to speak. It's only one way to learn language.
Right. Okay. A more holistic, more natural way to learn, I think, what you're talking about there. Let me say hi to Hazel. Hi, Hazel. How are you?
Hello, Oakley. Hello, all.
How are you
I'm very
today?
well. I'm very well, thank you. It's weekend. It
Well,
started.
Almost.
Yeah.
Almost.
For me, it started
For
already.
me, not quite yet. I got a ways to go. I got like 6 more classes and a lot of class preparation to get ready for next week. I still have a lot to do. But anyway, Hazel,
and Oakley, by the way, it's your first class about vocabulary. Usually you have only speaking classes.
True.
I don't remember.
Well, they're very rare.
Vocabulary class, yeah.
I might have done 1 or 2, but extremely rare. Yeah, because I tend to agree with you gentlemen that hearing the language in the natural way makes it a little more memorable.
But you used to have Oakley classes, other type of classes, and I suggested to you that you may do more speaking classes. Do you remember?
I used to do more grammar classes.
Yeah, some kind of classes. I don't know.
Well, grammar-oriented classes with speaking, but speaking, trying to practice grammar constructions. Yeah, you're right. Yes, I do remember.
And I recommended you once or twice that you may need to change your strategy in
You got to rub that in, huh? Rub it in. Okay. All right. Hazel, how about you? How do you learn a vocabulary?
I usually learned a lot of words by reading all kinds of articles and short stories in English, and I usually underline the new words, and then when the page is over, I look at the vocabulary and the dictionary, look up in the dictionary and learn these words. And sometimes when I think some words are important to me for the future, I write them down, and they're in my room or on my desk, and I see them a few days until a week maybe, and then usually I remember the words.
Okay. All right. Slightly different strategy. Sometimes, no one can be right or wrong in this conversation. By the way, I need to say, because we all learn in different ways, and that's a fact. And that's one of the challenges of teaching, actually. Everyone learns in different ways. One thing I do kind of suggest, usually, if I have students, like regular students, and I'm teaching in a school classroom setting, I do suggest that students keep some kind of notebook specifically for vocabulary, very similarly to what Hazel's talking about, so that when you find interesting words or words that you, in fact, think you will use, because I agree. We only have so much room in our brain. Learning long chemical names or medical jargon is kind of pointless unless
There are easy chemical names or medical jargon because usually are similar in our as in our languages.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, you have an advantage there. Hazel, I have to tell you that I don't understand medical jargon in English a lot of the time. And I never understand when a doctor writes the prescription. It just looks like
it's universal. It's universal
yes.
problem. Yeah.
It's a given, course. Doctors to write illegible, unreadable.
Yeah, I think they have a special course at university.
Yes, yes. In all the countries, course. I think. Yes.
In every country, it's a required course. Learn to write so no one can possibly read it. Yeah, I'm almost to the point. Actually, my daughter is sick. She has a fever. We went to the doctor, and I can't even decipher what the instructions are for the medicine. I decided to do something. I'm going to record it on my phone. Okay, when you're speaking, I'll record the instructions, and then I can play them back later.
Yeah, and this is very good strategy. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, for example, me, when I learn here English, I may go to the class where I spoke and to listen what I spoke, and I see my mistakes by myself. I see my mistakes, and in mind I correct. Okay, I didn't say this correct. I need to say that. So it's very useful to listen to your recording outside after that.
I entirely agree. Definitely, I used to work, as you know, Michael, I used to work in the call service industry, and often we are shocked by what we said. We don't even realize that we said that. Did I say that? Oh, my goodness.
What do you mean, to customer?
I know. Just even practice, whatever. We don't realize how we're speaking until we hear our own voice. Yes, Dennis.
Okay.
I have a question. Maybe it's a slight off topic, but it's very interesting for me. We all here we speak in bad language, bad English. Yeah, incorrect. Yeah, in general. Yeah, and for you as a native speaker, how do you think in percent? It's bad English, it's absolutely incorrect English, maybe in 90%, maybe in 80%, all what you hear here.
Wow, that's a tough question.
No, it's a very interesting. You have a headache at the evening. Hearing all this.
That depends. I don't, Dennis. You have to realize, even native speakers speak incorrect English, especially grammatical structures.
But not such extreme way.
No,
it's not bad in style, maybe, but it's not bad as foreigners speak.
To be frank with you, my verbling classes are usually not headache-giving classes. I do my own private classes in my own time, and I have some very low-level students, and it takes patience, and sometimes, yeah, I get a headache. So it's totally wide-ranging because I teach all skill levels. So I don't know what to tell you on that, for that one, because I'm so used to speaking to people from different countries, totally different skill levels, skill sets, even.
Yes, but just here in general.
Here,
it's bad English on 90%, for example.
No, you mean on verbling? In verbling?
Yeah.
Oh, here? No. It's not nearly that bad. No, not at all. I would put it bad English or incorrect English, vocabulary use, sentence structure, all that. Maybe 20-25%. It's not that bad. It's quite understandable normally. Occasionally, and the other factor is we're doing this online, and sometimes, to be frank, if there's somewhat of an accent with the addition of the microphone, sometimes I struggle with that. I don't know about you guys, but when I go to an airport, and I hear announcements at the airport, it just sounds like.
So you
Yes,
didn't
so
like
I don't
this
know what
kind of
the heck they're
students.
saying. You know, I don't know what they're saying in the train station, in the plane, in the airport. When I hear recorded voices over the microphone, I really have to concentrate. So if there's slippage in pronunciation or incorrect stress, or what the worst, frankly, is bad rhythm and intonation, it really makes it difficult to understand. And Hazel, as Hazel put in the chat box, the fact is different students have different skill sets. I'm used to listening for vocabulary and grammar mistakes, but wow, intonation and rhythm mistakes or monotone intonation, really hard. Really hard. It's underrated how important it is, actually. If you speak with an up and down rhythm like we do in English, it really helps understanding for native speakers, I think.
So intonation is very important.
Yeah, because even if you miss a vocabulary word or you invert sentence structure, you know, you flip-flop nouns and adjectives or something, as long as I hear the intonation, I know that I can understand from the drop and rise that's I can identify adjective, noun. Okay, I can tell when you're hitting subject, verbs, and objects because you're correctly highlighting those things. Highlighting your pitch rises. So I know, I basically know what's going on in the sentence. I don't have to even hear every single word. I can get the meaning. So yeah, but if you're talking like this, if you're just speaking very softly as a monotone robot, then it's really difficult for me, and there's no intonation and there's no separation of vowel sounds. It's really hard for me to understand what you're saying.
I think usually Asian students talk like that.
Yes, and
Am I right?
I am in Asia. I'm in the Philippines, so
Oh yeah.
I've had to deal with many Japanese, Chinese, and Korean students. And you're right, that's the biggest challenge, often.
I notice here at Burbling that Japanese and Chinese students talk with another rhythm.
Yeah, that's right, which definitely throws off understanding. But, you know, that's just one of the challenges. Anyway, I did want to briefly talk about learning vocabulary, but I did want to do a couple other things. I wanted to talk about, and we can do it as a conversation, I wanted to, basically the subject of the class is adjectives which I feel are overused. Simple adjectives like small.
What do you mean overused?
Well, used too
much.
much, too frequently. Nice.
What do you mean? This is bad thing or what?
Well, it's boring. If I can be entirely honest and open with you, it's very boring. When
if everything is nice or everything is small or everything is good is boring, of course.
Yes, exactly. And of course you want to be an interesting speaker. You want to appear to be intelligent. You know, you don't want people to be bored when you're speaking. And it's very common for second language speakers to overuse adjectives. And as well as overusing nice, small, big. Sorry, Dennis? Okay. Anyway, it's common for the second language or English learners to overuse simple adjectives. There's two ways to combat that. Expand your vocabulary, number one, which we're going to try a little bit today. As well, the other way that we can make our speaking more interesting is to use more modifiers. I have done a lot of scoring in a classroom setting, skill level assessment in speaking, done a lot of it. One of the most clear indicators of you haven't quite reached intermediate level is if you never use modifiers. What do I mean by modifiers? How can I change the meaning of the simple adjective good? Hazel.
Very good. Very good.
good. Okay.
Extremely good.
Extremely good. Now you're using, now you're using a more complex adverb to modify the adjective. That's what I'm talking about. Even
Oakley, people very often just are afraid.
Very often. He did it.
No.
Use the modifier.
What? Go ahead, Dennis.
Yes, because people are afraid. I don't know which adjectives. How can I say suits to this noun? For example, it's very safe to say very good.
Instead to say
it's not safe. It's correct. It's absolutely correct. And to say good, extremely good.
I think
I don't know. Maybe
super good.
Excellent.
Excellent. Awesome.
Great.
Can you think of any more? Okay, Hazel's on fire. Michael, you got any?
Or what do you mean? Very good or what? Good.
Anything. How
Best.
can I? Best. Okay, well, that's a comparative. All right.
Superlative.
You need to compare two things. Not bad. That's a good one. Okay, I hear that, and I am doing a skill level assessment, and I think, ooh, that's not bad. I think to myself, oh, that's at the very least a high level intermediate. At the very least, probably more. Using a negative to actually mean a negative modifier to mean good. Wicked good. Oh, the movie was wicked good. Wicked means evil, but I can use it as a modifier to mean very, very good. That's a high-level skill, Dennis, which
pretty
you
good.
demonstrated. Pretty good, really good, pretty good. A little bit good.
Quite good.
Kind of good. Sort of good.
So what word we can use instead good?
I think we just gave you about 20.
Not very good, super good. This is the same word. Very good.
Okay. Well, Hazel had a few there.
Quite good. This is the same.
Well, can you think of any others? Let's try. Let's try. How about extraordinary? Can you give me one?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Fantastic job.
Marvelous.
Marvelous. Yeah,
remarkable.
Remarkable.
Exquisite. Exquisite.
Exquisite.
Exquisite.
Yeah,
Yes.
get the qu sound. Exquisite.
Exquisite.
Exquisite word. All right. Well, that is what I'm talking about. All right. Well, you guys.
You see, I know these words like remarkable, but what is the problem? I know this kind of words, and I know what is the meaning, marvelous, and this kind. But when I speak, I do not use them. I use only good, and this is the problem. I need to change.
Yeah, you have to. I guess I don't know. How do you do it? You tell me. Do you have to consciously try to do that? Actually, I have difficulty with this lesson, or I have difficulty. It takes time, really. I have students, and I want them get them over that hump, because that hump I speak of, using modifiers or using different adjectives, more colorful language. It's that there's a kind of a hump in the learning English. It's right at that intermediate level, and bringing them over that. Students tend to learn. They go right up, and then they hit the wall at the intermediate level.
Exactly.
They can do simple sentences, no problem. They can convey meaning. They know how to use simple adjectives correctly, and that's about the intermediate level. And then they hit a wall, boom, and they get stuck there for a while. It's very, very typical in English learning experience. You tell me, do you have any brilliant ideas? I mean, maybe you guys can help me. How do you push a student over that level? Because actually, I'm talking to you three guys. I think you guys are over that level.
Oh, thank you. I never thought. I am.
I think so.
I think the
Michael,
best is
I think I have experienced working with you. I think I've seen you push through that level.
Yeah, because here we have teachers that have very good conversation classes, and when I speak, they paraphrase what I said. Yeah, I mean, I say something, and they say they say the same what I said, but in correct way, in correct words, and very fast. And I listen to them, so I remember how to say correct. And I think it's the best thing when you speak with a native speaker. He use or she use these adjectives and I mean words, new words in conversation. So I remember from conversation. This is the best.
You know, there is one other aspect that I don't know. You tell me if you think it's important. Particularly Americans, I don't want to speak for my British counterparts, but Americans love to be sarcastic and we love to exaggerate things. I am never going to say something is small. I don't think I've ever said that. It's tiny. It's minuscule. It's molecular. It's puny. It's wee. we like to remember we.
I heard this word we.
Oakley, we it's not such a good word in Britain.
Not if we double it. No, but
it's not a little.
We? Ah,
yeah. Yeah, little it is in Scotland, and in Britain, Michael, we have a conversation about in Martin class about this word. Do you remember?
Not quite.
And actually, Dennis, we do actually, Americans use the phrase a wee bit. I'm a wee bit tired today. And that's quite common. Actually, a wee bit as a phrase. Again, another aspect of English learning is the fact that we do speak in phrases.
Instead of a little bit.
Yeah, instead of a little bit. Yeah, it sounds more colorful. Yeah, a wee bit. Let's try an exercise here. Let's see if you guys know any words for big. Let's see. Let's go around. Dennis, give me another word for big.
Huge.
Yes. Hazel?
Gigantic.
Gigantic. Good one. Michael?
Tremendous.
Okay, it can be. Yes. Dennis, back to you.
Big, you mean size? Only size?
Yeah, I guess so, but I don't know.
Great.
Great is okay. Sure.
Enormous.
Enormous. Oh, that was mine. Okay.
Fantastic. Fantastic big.
No, but you could use it as a modifier. Fantastically big.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. You can still use the word fantastically big. Dennis, you got another one?
I'm not sure about pronunciation. Monstrous.
Monstrous. Perfect. Yes, you're right. That's a good one.
Bulk.
What?
Mine is bulk. I learned at the class in Verbling. Michaela, I think. Bulk. It refers when you... I wrote it.
Yeah, it's a large amount. But the adjective form, Hazel, is bulky.
Bulky, okay.
Yeah, which means too big. The couch is too bulky. Sorry, bulky to move through the door. It's too big.
Bulky the adverb. Bulky the adverb.
Yes, that's right. Bulky is the adverb form.
It's only about things, yeah?
Good question.
In your
apartment. He was a bulky man. Actually, that's very interesting because if somebody's going to work out and lift weights, we often express that he's trying to bulk up. It's a common phrase, bulk up, to gain muscle mass and weight. Interesting. I'm glad you said that. But would we say that someone is bulky? We might.
Plump.
Kind of funny.
No, about person who has more than enough muscles. size of muscles. I mean,
Yeah,
about
yeah.
bodybuilders, those persons.
Yeah, we might.
Okay.
I could I could get that. Uh, let's okay. Let's wait a minute. What did you say, Hazel? You said one for describing a big person.
Plump.
Plump. I like that. Let's
Gigantic.
describe. What's that?
Gigantic. Gigantic.
Gigantic.
Gigantic, yeah.
Gigantic person. How about someone who's overweight, Dennis? Can you think of how could you describe them?
Fat, but
and
it's not
fat.
so polite.
The normal one is fat. Well, we're not talking about anyone specific.
Obese.
Obese, yes. Okay. Dennis, can you think of one?
Enormously big.
Enormously big. Yeah. Anybody else?
Stout.
Stout. Okay, very good.
Round as a ball. Round as a ball.
Round as a ball. That's what I was looking for.
Round as an apple.
Okay, I was waiting if someone would give me a simile. As round as a ball, as fat as a cow. Okay.
Oh, never heard this.
Fat as a
These
cow is
aren't
very...
politically correct, I think.
Oh no, that's a very common one. As fat as a cow. Oh my goodness, he's
very rude.
It's horrible. It's rude to
Yes,
say
it
that.
is, but it's very common. I'm teaching you English. I'm not teaching you manners.
Okay.
This is layman terms English.
And I will tell you, Michael, that in fact, when I hear somebody actually use a simile in a natural and real way, that tells me that they're maybe getting to the advanced level, lower advanced. It's very clear, you know, the demarcations, some of how they use hesitation devices. There's very clear demarcations as to skill level. And that's one of them. We're talking about using adjectives. That's one of them. That's very good.
Similes in movies as fat as a cow, for example.
Yes,
or as a
you
pig.
will.
Or as a pig.
We use them frequently in real life English. All the time we use simile. And sometimes we make them up on the fly. All of a sudden we make them up because it can be very funny and unexpected and shocking. We like to shock each other when we speak in English. It's fun. Okay, what might be another creative way we could talk about a fat person? Yeah. Overabundance of cellulite. Fluffy. He's fluffy.
Yeah.
He's like a big cloud. I don't know.
Cloud. Not so compact. Not so compact.
Yeah.
Fluffy, yes.
Okay. All right, let's see. Can you come up with some for thin?
Okay. If to speak about woman, which word is polite? If
Polite?
to speak about polite, if to speak about woman, she's
a full. No. There's a better one that they actually use in advertising. Yeah, here's one you should know.
Well built.
Well built, maybe. I think I might have heard that. Yeah, a full-figured woman. When they sell, what is it? Louis Lane, something Lane. I don't know. It's a clothing line which caters to bigger women, and they say their motto is for the full-figured woman. That's the polite way, I think.
In my country, we have stores, clothes store. Yeah, clothes store.
Clothing store.
Clothing store.
Or fat.
Yeah, and the name is like clothes for big people.
Clothes for big people. We in the United States we have big and tall stores, which makes it sound good. They throw tall in there because tall's a positive.
Yeah. It's not negative.
It kind of overweighs the big. You're right. Tall is positive. It's good to be tall. Not necessarily good to be big, but big and tall stores. Yeah. Okay. What are some adjectives we can use for thin? or
Skinny.
even similes. Skinny,
Slim.
Slim.
slim, classic, yes, slim. Thin as a rail. Legs
Yeah.
like pencils.
Skin and bones, skin and bones.
Skin and bones, classic, yes.
Yeah.
Twiggy.
In my language as well.
Twiggy.
Twiggy.
Do you remember Do you know who Twiggy is, Dennis?
Yeah, it's a very
I
famous
heard.
top model from
Exactly.
60s.
That's right, exactly right.
70, from England. Twiggy.
That's from England, yeah. She was very famous. She hobnobbed with Andy Warhol for many years. Twiggy, very thin, obviously. Okay, very good. Okay, let's try some more interesting ones where there's many kind of creative ways to say it. Do you guys know any other ways to say in English that someone is crazy?
Nuts.
Nuts. Very good.
Cuckoo. Cuckoo.
Cuckoo. Michael?
Not okay.
Not okay. That's a good one. He's not okay.
Not okay.
That one, okay. Here's another interesting thing about using adjectives. This one that Michael just used. It requires not just speaking it. It requires a little bit of knowledge of intonation and maybe even how to pause. He's not okay. Yeah. It takes a little not okay. There's a following intonation that, because if I say, Dennis is sick, he's not okay, that doesn't mean he's crazy. But if I say Dennis is sick, he's not okay.
Another interesting personality.
That's a very polite way to say it. Yeah, okay. Disturbed. And yeah, that's a nice. Okay, again, you guys have polite ways to say it. Dennis, do you have any for crazy?
Insane.
Insane. All right, that's clinical.
With head problems.
Head problems. He has head problems.
Lunatic.
Lunatic, yes.
Which I love that word because you know where the root word of that is, what the root is. Do you know? Maybe you don't know. Mad is another word, but do you know what the root word of, or base word of lunatic is?
No.
Oh, okay.
Lun.
Maybe we know,
Luna.
but we don't know.
Do you have a word close to Luna in your language? Any of you guys?
This is what is on the sky?
Well, yes, it is. Luna is the
In
Roman
Russian.
word.
With the for moon. We say
Yes.
at moon in Latin. In
That's
Romanian
correct.
and Italian, I think, yes.
That's right. Very good. La Luna is the moon. Exactly. So people thought that people would go crazy on a full moon, which
Loony.
loony or lunatic. Exactly. So that's the derivation. I like that one. Okay.
Or you may
Any
say
more?
too smart. Too smart.
Too smart?
Yeah.
No.
I'm not sure of that one. Never heard that one.
I mean, maybe he has very ideas, very strange ideas. So you may say he's too smart.
I don't know. I haven't heard
But
that.
this is in context, of course.
Okay.
When you see what is going on about what we talk. Because in some classes I see that some students have genius ideas.
Okay. All right. I like Hazel's much more naturally. A real American would say he's a nutcase. He's a
From
nut
movies.
job.
From
Yeah.
movies, I know
Well,
this word.
that's the real deal. That's real English. He's a nut job. It's also common. My God,
No, but,
he's a total nut job. Wacko, bonkers.
But you cannot say to a person, you are nutcase. This is kind of not polite to say to a person. So it's better to say, for example, you are very smart.
Let's travel back. Well, not somebody you don't know, but you're for. I don't know about in your culture. But for me to say to my best friend or any of my coworkers who are friends of mine, what are you, a nut job? Are you some kind of nutcase? What are you talking about? Have you lost your mind? He's gone bonkers.
Yes. I
That's
think in my
formal.
language as well, we can say this.
Or your
Words.
sister or brother or cousin.
Yes.
Can I
Have you,
say out of mind? Okay.
out? Yes, he's out
Mhm.
of his mind, or you are out of your mind,
Your.
is how we say it. Out of your mind, or out of his mind, or out of my mind. I'm out of my mind, which is actually common. Oh my, I'm out of my mind. I'm so worried. Where is my friend? He was supposed to be here 3 hours ago. I'm
Where
out
is
of
my
my
mind?
mind with worry. Going crazy.
I start to panic. Where is my friend?
Starting to panic. Okay. All right. And all right. There's other ones. He has bats in his belfry. There's some idiomatic ways to say someone's crazy. He has bats in his belfry. He's mad as a hatter, referring to the
Yeah.
hatter in Alice in Wonderland, of course. He's gone off the deep end, which I like. I don't know what happened to him. He went off the deep end. Oh boy. Yeah, crazy as a bed bug. These are all we have tons of ways to say someone's crazy. We're always calling other people crazy. Many.
Yeah, but if you would speak in a formal way, how would you say? You would not say Nutcase.
No.
Informal. How would you say about crazy person? He's not very. He's unusual. You would
Well,
say.
what do you mean now? Am I? You mean? Do you mean formal or do you
Formal.
mean diplomatic? Because those can be two different things. If I'm being formal, then I say I would actually clinically say I believe he's clinically insane. I mean, that would be formal. If I'm trying to be diplomatic, he's a character.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a character. He's very colorful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Colorful.
There you go. Colorful. But that doesn't necessarily, somebody's colorful or they're a character. It means there's somebody who, maybe it means that they're very charismatic and there's somebody that you would remember,
Yeah.
Not dull, not boring, opposite. They're very colorful, maybe amusing. So it's not necessarily that they're crazy, but they're out there. Oh, there's another one. He's
in
out
context, it depends what said that person. For example, if he said something very strange, so you can say he's a character. All will understand that he's not usual, or it's not a rich person.
You've probably seen me in class before just go, okay.
He's okay.
I don't say anything. I don't say, you're crazy. I just, okay. And then I change the subject. That's my strategy. Yeah. Basically, crazy people, I tend to walk away as soon as possible without trying not to invoke their displeasure, if you will. Okay. Let's see. All right, how about colorful ways to say someone is dumb, stupid? Do you know any colorful ways to say someone is not smart? Ooh, I got you there. No?
He's low intermediate thinking.
That's okay. Back to formal. Here's another case where, English speakers like to call each other crazy. We also like to deride each other on our intelligence. Okay, really? You got okay. Well, get your pencils ready.
Dull.
Dull. He's dull.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, maybe. He's A
Dark,
dimwit.
maybe, in some sense.
Not,
No? Can
not
you say
really
dark?
dark. Dark is like evil. If we're going to use the adjective dark about a person, that's like bad, evil.
Because
Ugh,
in Russian
scary.
we can't say dark about stupid person.
Really,
It's
not
sister.
really. Doesn't really work in English. If I say someone's dark, I mean mysterious, evil. Something's wrong there. Bad. In English, for someone not too smart, a dimwit, a knucklehead, an airhead, a bonehead, a fool.
Redneck.
What?
A lot of expression, and we didn't know
Oh, you don't? Okay.
anyone.
Yeah, you probably don't hear these in normal verbal classes. You dimwit, you nitwit, you knucklehead, you bonehead, you airhead, you fool.
Bonehead,
What are you doing?
Bonehead, I heard in movies.
Yeah.
In Russian, we have for people that not smart that he is a break.
He's
Or
a
square head.
break?
Break.
Break. Yeah.
Break.
In the car.
Yeah, break.
Break in a car.
You are
Okay.
break, for example. You can say to a person, "You are break."
Oh, you're a break. Oh, like the break, B-R-A-K-E, break.
Yeah, break.
Yeah,
You are
yeah.
break. So this is kind of
Right.
stupid, and you do not understand what it's explained to you. It's very rude. It's not very,
Yeah.
but it's rude to say.
We also have more colorful idiomatic ways.
With
The lights
the
are
light
on.
and nobody's there.
That's
Something
it.
like that.
The lights are on, but nobody's home.
Exactly. The lights
Can
are
I say?
on.
Can I say redneck?
What?
Redneck.
Redneck?
Redneck.
Okay, that's definitely a derogatory term, and it generally means undereducated. Not exactly stupid, but undereducated. And, well, undereducated means somebody who works in the fields or works outside for a living. So someone who's a redneck, it's definitely derogatory. It means that, you know, they basically drive around in a truck and drink beer and, you know.
Is it common term to describe such kind of people? Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you would hear that like even on American television. In fact, there was a television show which was quite popular, I think, in the '90s, in which that you may be a redneck if there was a comedian, I don't recall his name, but that was his thing. Every show, you may be a redneck if whatever, and you have 3 cars in your parking lot and none of them actually work, for example. Meaning you're poor, you're rural, you're undereducated. So
but if you have a degree from university, but if you behave yourself in this way, you are who? You are not a redneck. But
no one would call you a
case.
redneck. No. They may say you're stuffy. They may say you're stuck up. I don't know. Different. Anyway, going back to, I want to share with you a couple idioms and a common way to express idioms about somebody is not smart, not intelligent, stupid. We also have a few idioms that are kind of funny. He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, for example. Or he's not the sharpest tool in the tool shed. He's about as smart as a burned out light bulb. Yeah. Okay. He's 1 card short of a deck. Okay. He's 1 brick shy of a load. 1 part missing from what we consider. He's 1 egg short of a dozen. He's 1 sandwich short of a picnic. Very common. These are common to express someone's not all there. Maybe sometimes stupid or sometimes just a little crazy. Maybe.
Oakley, repeat one
Yeah.
more time, please. How?
One sandwich. That one?
Yeah.
One, okay. One sandwich short of a picnic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I like that one too. Yeah. Okay. All right. How about let's go the other way. How about to say someone's smart? How do we say someone's smart?
Intelligence.
Clever.
Intelligent, clever.
Clever.
Michael, you got one?
You are the best.
You're the best. Well, thank you.
Person
Witty.
who have a brain.
Wizard. Wizard. Can
A
we use
wizard.
wizard?
Oh, good one. Yes. He's a
Mhm.
wizard. Yeah. Witty is really one of those
Another.
adjectives with two meanings because it means smart, but also humorous, funny.
Mhm.
He's very witty.
You can say you are double-brained. Triple-brained.
Okay.
Smart.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, I guess so. Smart. Yeah. Did I not? Okay. Smart. Smart as a whip. We might say. He's a. Sometimes we say he's a firecracker. I don't know where that one comes from. Somebody who's both smart and
Sharp, you can say.
energetic. Sharp, and we have a lot of idioms. Sharp as a tack. Yeah, for example. Sharp as a knife. Yeah, sharp is a good one. Okay. How about some, can you think of any for angry?
Furious.
Furious, all right.
Mad.
Mad, all right. Dennis? Furious, mad, angry.
Hmm. Oh, I don't know. Angry.
You know, PO'd. I'm saying it the polite way.
I know from the movie this one, P.O.
PO'd. I'm saying it the polite way. Okay, I'll say it the not
Yes.
polite way. I don't care. Pissed off.
Yes.
And actually, that is probably the most common way to say it in English in real life.
And in movies,
Well,
always they are pissed off.
yeah, it's very common. In real life, in spoken English in America, no one says he is very angry. No one would ever say that. Oh my God, he's pissed off. He is hot. He is steaming. Oh my goodness, he's gonna explode.
He's crazy.
Well, not really. If we're trying to express angry, we often express anger by using words like hot. A heated discussion is an angry discussion. He's hot around the collar. He's not redneck, different. He's hot around the collar. He's very angry and he's upset.
Nervous.
No, not nervous. Nervous is different. Nervous as a three-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Wee-haw. Yeah. Okay, crazy.
And okay, what is redneck means originally? It's a worker.
Well, yeah, it's derived from the fact that farmers in the field, for example, ride around on their tractor all day in the hot sun, and they always wear a shirt. They don't take their shirt off. They wear a shirt, so their neck here, where it's exposed, becomes very red. And they very commonly will wear a hat, like a baseball hat or a cowboy hat. They drive around on their tractor, and it covers their face, so their face doesn't get red. The only thing that gets red is their arms from here down and their neck. They're like stripes, and their bellies are white as a fish, white as a trout. They never
So
actually.
Originally, it's about people from countryside here.
Yeah, yeah, that's true, definitely. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly right. But very common. Okay. All right. Can you think of any for sad?
Blue.
Blue. Ah, very good.
Down.
Yeah. Down. I'm feeling really down. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Upset.
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 Yes, upset. Upset is a unique. Well, not unique, but upset is. It can mean angry, or it can mean sad, or it really is often a combination of both, which we can sometimes feel. Yeah. Okay. Any more for sad? Morose, melancholy, depressed, uh, lower than a snake's belly. No, that's something different.
Depressed. Yes.
Depressed. Oh my goodness. Okay. How about happy? Do you know any for happy?
Cheerful.
Cheerful. Okay.
Joyful.
Joyful. All right. I want to start singing Christmas carols. Michael, do you know any for happy?
No.
No.
Very happy.
That's a bad reflection. Okay. Joyful, cheerful, exuberant.
Delighted.
Delighted is a very good one. Delighted.
Glad.
Glad. Sure. Ecstatic.
Oh, yeah.
Excited.
Really happy. Excited. Sure, that works. All right.
Lucky. No?
What?
Lucky.
Lucky? Well, if you're lucky, you're probably happy, but two different things, really. Here's a good one. Giddy. Have you ever heard that one?
No.
No.
Giddy. Oh my goodness. Giddy is when you're deliriously happy. Laughing like that. When a
Crazy
kid,
happy.
well, Dennis, like your niece, when she's tired, right before she goes to bed, does she ever get a case of the giggles? She starts, can't stop laughing. Yeah, that's giddy. That right there, that's classic giddy. Yeah.
Let's write
It's an
down.
adjective. It's an adjective.
Yeah. You're Dennis's niece is giddy. She feels giddy. A giddy child. Yeah. Definitely. Oh, that's a good word. Okay. Maybe try one more. How do we say that someone is pretty? You see a pretty woman walking down the street, or
Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
I don't know.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, gorgeous. All right. Hazel, can you think of any?
Nice is dog,
Nice.
but I don't know other one. Gracious, elegant, I don't know.
Oh, see, look at the words that Hazel have. Gracious, full of grace, elegant. All right, very, very nice, more formal, as opposed to gorgeous, beautiful, a knockout. Or let's face it, we use words like cute, sexy,
Excellent. Excellent.
hot.
Can
Woohoo.
I say excellent about people?
Excellent.
Yeah, about person. Excellent person. It's not about
Yeah,
beauty, yeah?
but you're
But it's not
probably
about
gonna.
beauty, about qualities in general. Yeah?
Well, he's
He's
excellent.
person.
Yeah, but we're gonna use excellent as the modifier.
Lovely, can we use lovely?
Lovely, absolutely, of course.
I'm more British, I think it is. Lovely.
Pretty, lovely, a lovely girl. Yes, she is a lovely girl. Sure. Absolutely.
How they do
Good
it?
looking.
I can't speak in this way. How they do it? Doctor?
I'm
I
not
even
sure.
can try. I even can try. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's impossible.
I don't know if like I said earlier in the class, I was asking suggestions from you guys. How do you start using these kinds of words? Why do I know all these words? How did I learn them? I'm not quite sure. Just, I guess, consciously trying to mimic speakers who I found to be interesting, perhaps, is how I
Yes.
learned. I thought that they
Or
were
reading.
funny
Or reading.
or reading.
I
I have,
usually learn vocabulary from reading in my language as well.
okay. I think we try to imitate when we are amused or, when we enjoy someone else's speech, so we try to use the words. But you can, like you said yourself, Dennis, you just can't be shy about trying new words. Just, all right, you're gonna make mistakes. That's life. Okay, I enjoyed
I
talking
always make mistakes.
Me too, Dennis. No worries.
Everyone.
Anyway, I have everybody. Yeah, that's